those two comparatively.
Yeah.
But maybe was trying to not give away their intentions. A lot of mind games. But so far, you know, I think a lot of dive potential on the side of Hanwha Esports with that top side.
As Peanut looking for an early dive situation here as Kingen is in so much trouble. He did have a ward, but it's a bit of a see your death ward as over he goes. Oh, Q going to miss. It's going to be 2 more autos, but the tank was there. And Zeus able to just make it easy for Peanut. That dive about as elementary as you can get.
So well played. Zeus first one to take aggro. Peanut, when he gets aggro at the end, still has a W to get away. He didn't have to burn flashes there.
The flash forward here from Delight as that's a couple more autos. The piercing light, he's going to get it for Viper, and now Lahens just having to beg his...
For a potential fight. Peanut just wants to scuttle crab a scene.
A little bit of a 4v4. There's the flash in from Lahens. The exhaust down onto Peanut, but the flash out from Gideon will spell his demise. And that's another kill going over to Viper. Concussive blows are just so broken as Lahens will get evacuated.
Maybe you can find a window, but not when you don't have flash and Aurora does. And yeah, So taking the flash in this situation just means the kill pressure for Kingen is non-existent now.
Well, this is also a difficulty as Viper with the culling is just going to layer it into Lahens' back. The Magnastorm comes down, but it's a bit late, and it's still the death.
It's like the camera's panning.
Yeah.
There's no.
It's like Jonas Strong is looking for the stuff that's safe to show on broadcast, and he's like, I don't know, I can't, no, not here, not here, oh, not here.
It's a good game.
Viper might be face checking, never mind. Shattering Strike will connect there as the Magnastorm comes down. They get the flash out from Viper. That's good news as Trigger almost just dies in this 2v1. Going between worlds for Zeus here as the needlework's going wide. And now everything's gone wrong in the mid lane. Peanut will just settle for the kill on Lahens. That's going to be his second of the game. You can see a bit frustrated in the player cam as HLE looks to grab some more plates as there's the flash forward. Delight just says you're not allowed to be here, buddy. Welcome back to an Aurora in the area. Peanut's making his way up as, oh dear. He shows them the door. Peanut's going to get turned on though. This could be a danger as he does use the Warrior Trickster to try and get out, but it's not going to allow him to escape. And Gideon's going to lock that one down. That shockwave onto 2 is so good out of Zeka though. And alongside the culling, they are just going to massacre them. Peanut did fall down. He's been doing that a bit so far this season as there's some snips for Kingen as he grabs one on the back end, but Zeus not wanting to let him leave. Concussive blows there as the Braum still helping even though he's off screen. Zeus, yeah, he's even got a command protect there to help him out. Kingen just doing the best he can, but it's just not going to be enough. And Zeus will lock down that kill.
That tower's pretty low. They could look for that. That tower's also pretty low. That's gone.
Bounty
Top
gold.
tower also pretty
Bounty gold, right? All right, Zeus going to make a circle, try and get himself to the other side of it. Will be able to do so. Trigger going to be chasing after him here. Zeus still does a fair bit of damage, but there is the rocket. Oh, no! Oh, that is such a gimme.
There's like 10 HP.
That is so unfortunate here for Trigger. As Lahens not wanting to let him get away with it, but unfortunately he has got away with it.
As well, if they'd gotten that kill. I mean, they got a lot of gold from these towers. If they'd gotten that kill as well, it could have been a big swing.
Yeah, Delight also may have gone in a little bit early here as he's taking a lot of damage. Never mind, I underestimated the door. Sometimes that is just the thing that happens. As Needlework going to be demonstrated here nicely. Zek's going to return the favor here by taking the inner turret on the top side of the map.
Is Braum balanced?
Not looking like it. I don't know how you stay balanced when you're holding an actual, like, chimney. You're allowed to cope a little, it's fine.
That was a little bit less dire, you know?
Yeah.
A couple of towers in the bag. Good job, Nongshim. You know, they haven't given up yet.
And look, you may have just lost a dragon, but guess what? Didn't lose a team fight as well.
Actually, Gideon has a gold lead.
There
Quickly look at it before it goes away, quickly.
Well, Gideon is now going to have to flash to get out of the way of the shockwave. He will be able to at least do that. Rift Herald going to come down and allow this turret to be taken as Kingen realizing that he is just going to have a terrible time unless he teleports out, and he is going to be able to do that.
I hope you looked at the gold lead because it's gone now.
Yes. No, I did. Believe me, I did. It said 20, something like that. And now it's going to be it's going to be a bit redder.
But hey, they're doing the cross map. This is, honestly...
There we go.
This is pretty good from Nongshim.
2 towers for 1, so let's get a cheeky Q off onto Gideon. And Delight just going to face check because he can. Throws down the ulti, Gideon getting a back massage, but does have the ulti to keep himself alive. Now the AoE's working. Shockwave lands on a 2 though, and immediately the Gwen and the Rel hit the dust.
In the past few years.
4.3% chance.
I think 4.3... Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe a bit generous.
Well, we've got a Cyclone now as Gideon does use the ultimate pretty effectively. mitigates Viper's damage, and in fact, no one's dead. Massive win!
This is looking like a 4.3% angle.
Oh, that was exactly what they wanted to see. We've got a back angle to come on through here for both Delight and for Peanut, but we're running out of ultimates.
Yeah, this is the problem, is that some low H... Oh, whoa, there...
We are... What? Oh, no, Trigger! That was not even his fault! Oh, Calix, why are we doing this? We're going between worlds, and Zeus is just bouncing around the fight, picks up a triple. Peanut turns up, he's like, what the heck is going on? I guess I'll help my top laner get a quadra, and there it is for Zeus. Oh, God, I never want to see a roam up like that ever again. That hurt.
Welcome back to the LCK.
Oh, God.
You know what? That might have been a test.
Yeah.
When they were already
maybe that's what they meant. They were like, oh, what a throw, because Zeka threw them around. As speaking of which, that's another one. The 2-0-12. Oriana here doing pretty well as Kingin just trying to side lane. Zeus is in melee range with the Gwen. Sometimes that's hard, but not this time, as there is a kill for Viper. Just mopping up the Xin Zhao. Crescent Guard not going to be helping him here as Calix. Where are we? We're winding up the clockwork here, says Zeka. He just needs another combo, and an attempted escape is just not going to happen.
Take the kill, Delight.
Oh, there we go!
Do the damage! He's just showing up.
Yep.
You have a 25 stack Medjai from Zeka, so he's kind of pumping too.
Yeah, that was on 9 stacks.
Look at him go!
Oh my God, he's kind of alone. The rest of them are now trying to turn up here. Zeus, yeah, bounces to the other side of the world. He's going to kill Trigger one more time as Delight says, yeah, bring it on. Down to 200 health, not scared at all. Magnustorm comes in, and then Magnustorm goes out. Cyclone looking a little bit better than that, as now Gideon going to get knocked off for the second time. Decides to go back in because he knew there was no hope. And it's now an 8-0-7 legendary Aurora on the top side of the map as HLE pushed to win this game.
Look, sorry, I don't want to correct you or anything, but you said he's kind of alone. Brom's never alone, but he's got his Poros with him.
Oh,
right?
that is actually a really good point. I'm sorry. It's like saying Bard is alone.
Exactly. He has his backup. This is the Giga Chad Brom. And he's doing his best, right? Kingin and Calix, they're going to try, but yeah. Actually holding Peanut off a little bit here.
Yeah, taking some needlework. Looking a little bit worried about it. Well, he's not actually looking worried about it. I can't lie. But at least Nongshim will be able to clear out this wave. Nexus turret's now in a little trouble.
Wait, Delight?
Yeah, he decided to go back. He's now going to spellbook himself a teleport.
But he just bought redemption for the help. He recalled so he can restore everyone else's health. Look at this!
Oh, I thought it was going to be a damage redemption.
Wait, and Peanut missed it!
Yeah, he didn't manage to get in. That was very funny. As Zeus goes between worlds and just does so much damage to everyone. Zeka as well going to help out there as you've got also Viper just tearing them to shreds. There's that shockwave we were waiting for. And HLE, yeah, they make short work of Nongshim here in game 1.
Yeah, I mean...
And the big bad Brad. Yeah, Tempered Fate is a harder one to utilize effectively.
I wonder if that was a factor in the decision in the end that came through to go Bard instead off the Nico. Maybe didn't want to give over that ult. Also, the save. And, you know, despite the fact the Scoop and Chomp didn't work, his jungler does back him up, just keep him alive, so...
Everyone just presses the button. I don't even know whether I'm worried about it or what. All right, first Grub going to be taking the flash forward from Delight. The flash out from Trigger is so awkward. Emperor's Divide hits the air. I hope that's what he was aiming for, as Zeka is now just going to get crushed here. Trigger follows him and grabs that kill. That's first blood, as Peanut takes the magical journey to follow. Delight flashes into the red pit. Unless he was there, we just didn't really see him do very much. And it was just Zeka being turned on before much of anything could have really happened. I don't think he got an opportunity to even get his ult off. A Solar Flare is celebratory put down in this lane. Peanut moving in, Killer Instinct on top of Trigger. Viper gets the cleanse, flashes to pick up the kill onto the Sivir. Permafrost to lock down Lahens. It's a double here for Viper. And at least this game, Nongshim had a couple of minutes of feeling good before HLE decided to destroy them, as that Cosmic Binding is going to go wide. Gideon moving underneath this turret. There's a Chomp, but they don't have the scoop as the feats of warfare come in. There's the knock-up. And not here in this lane. It's all right, we've got another little bit of an engagement here as Lahens is in the river and is no longer in the river.
Oh, we've peaked, honestly.
I really do like being here on the Castor Blanc with the Orcs.
I feel like, you know, we call things because they've been called out already.
Yeah. But also, wasn't the Drake was just taken. Oh, Solar Flare is going to come through. Delight might just be dead, and he is. So there it is. Sometimes sticking around in a place that you don't necessarily need to be for a really long time pays off. And maybe it's going to continue to do so, or maybe they're going to get punished as the ulti comes through from Zeka. He rebinds the soul, though. The health bars are low. But Gideon, with that subjugate...
Will be taking your red buff.
Yes, he will. No subjugate means that no real advantage here for the Trundle. And Emperor's Divide is going to throw Delight away, but he still manages to land it. Tempered Fate comes in, denies the Winter's Wrath damage, but Zeka just wants to come through, grabs that Q to take him down, and somehow it's in fact Viper that gets the kill, who just pressed R and said, no, I'll have that.
That's pretty stylish from Delight, honestly. Calyx, a little bit late with a flash, gets stunned anyway, and served up on a platter to the rest of the team. And HLE going to take this tower in the bot side as well. Will deliver them feats of strength. Yeah, starting to feel a little bit...
I would have been really cute and confused as well. All right, I think we've seen this play before, but this time Zeka doesn't have the backup. He does unbind the soul. What goes out must come back, and he is just dead. Yeah. 7 seconds until the ulti was back, but I don't think that would have saved him either. And now Nongshim able to take down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map as well. HLE had already locked down the feats of strength as Delight Tempered Fate, but it just buys a little bit of time, make sure that this tower doesn't go down, as Rift Herald will be secured, just unanswered as far as that aggression is concerned. Peanut, can we find the ulti? The answer is no, and Calyx actually uses it as an opportunity to pick up Zeka. Now Lahen's making his way over, and the Sand Soldiers making short work of the Yone. HLE in the lead by just a little bit. They've also got the first 2 Drakes. It's going to be pretty comfortable as Gideon with a bit of a chomp. And now Trigger could be in trouble. There's the knock-up onto Lahen's. He has Eclipse, but oh dear, they are preparing the Sivir for afterwards. The Equalizer comes down. Killer Instinct here from Viper, who really wants to confirm a kill in this fight. Equalizers are everywhere right now as the Void Seeker comes on through, and Zeus, yeah, he's just a walking flamethrower. And even Shelly is getting involved here as Peanut chasing after Lahen's. Oh no! That's how he kills his former teammate. And they are going to look for Soul Point as well. Kingen is done with this. He's going to look to push in mid, and will be able to taxi his way out with that Raptor camp. But yeah, they're taking Dragon, they're pushing mid, and they're pushing bot lane as Peanut cannot land an ult to save his life. Another Emperor's Divide going to hit too, but this time the Pigeon Man is going to go down. Peanut just one more, and he's going to be dead as Kingen and Viper are fighting. Viper now looking for one more Void Seeker. Wants to be able to destroy this turret, and should be able to do so because Kingen cannot walk up, and there it is. And Zeka, in the meantime, while all of this was happening, was just on this Drake.
Yep, Zeka fixed with the Drake. The rest of the team just trying to find kills. The rest of our team think about it. Here we go.
They'll probably let us know. They like the tempo vibes, though. I don't know what necessarily that means, but it might mean that this Otacon is going to get started from HLE and could be a dangerous time. Lahen's, the Eclipse is on cooldown, the Equalizer actually to break up the fight here as Zeka was looking for a bit of an angle, doesn't quite get there. It's going to be a 50-50 as Trigger not going to get hit by that one, and it's the Brad that unseals the spellbook to get the smite. Emperor's Divide sweeps up 2 immediately. They do take down the Azir to punish him for that sick play, but it's still a big one, and what goes out must come back as it's the Silas that takes down. Cloud Soul Point for HLE. They lock this down, they're going to be running real fast. As Kingen finds an Equalizer, the flash forward, another ulti goes to Narnia, but the ult's there from Zeka to lock down Calyx, and this time the Emperor's Divide divides by 0, and it does absolutely nothing. Cosmic Binding is a flash there from Delight. He tries to get himself out of the play, but now it's the Viper show as he dives on top of everyone, gets the triple, and there's the follow-up. Quadra kill for Viper, and maybe it's
before he can get back on the map.
Yeah. There's not even Smite for Delight this time. In fact, no one really needs Smite. Viper is just going to take it. He's got 3.5 items, and the Rebel Baron power play starts now as Nongshim. Oh dear, their lunch money just kind of getting taken away. As the Equalizer on the mini-wave is an interesting choice. I think HLE looking for a bit of a reset before they do go for their Baron push, but instead, I think maybe they're considering just winning. An ultimate landed here from Peanut as Kingen. Just no chance to throw one back, and the Silas will just be torn from this plane. Zeka also splitting on that top side, and HLE. Oh man, when we had a game on our hands like a second ago, and I know Chronicler told me that curses aren't real, but I felt like maybe I'm responsible. Maybe that was a curse.
There is something I want to bring your attention to. I'm not sure we're gonna have much time left in the game. They're gonna blow up in the base.
What is?
I did see it pop up when he built it, but I wasn't sure if it was legit.
All right.
Let's continue with what's happening on screen.
Okay, Lehens is dead. There is the Fate sealed as well, collecting 2. The Fate, the Tempered Fate, gonna hold them all together as KazaLoLL trying to get himself out, but Trigger, no way to do so. And HLE, I think they're just gonna follow this next minion wave into the base, unless, no, there is a teleport back here. Delight bringing a redemption in. As there are teleports, in fact, coming from everywhere.
It's the same play, the recall TP redemption to heal up on the final push.
And they turned the equalizer into a 7. That was kind of cool on the ground there as KazaLoLL, oh dear, going for the play, does manage to find the rumble, but he immediately dies. You blink and you miss it. As there's the knock-up onto Kingen as well.
Viper.
Permafrost not going to come on through there as, yeah, Viper is going to be taken out. Zeka now looking to try and find something back, but they're very tanky, is Lehens and Gideon. Maybe not anymore now that the Eclipse is down, but then it comes back up again.
It gets up soon.
All right. Well, I don't think Lehens is going to be killing Zeka at any point, and Trigger is going to respawn, so the game will continue. You get to talk about that thing that popped up.
That's good, because now we have time to discuss something in...
Well, Gideon,
yeah,
dead.
Not bad.
He went into his own kennel.
Look, I'm going to be... I don't know if this is... Okay, now you got to have a look.
Sometimes he's one of Manamute. Another ulti going to connect there onto Lehens this time around. Zeka's going to look to finish that one off. The Fate sealed comes on through, but his target, I think, was dead before he even made it over there. The Rumble grabs the double. Viper's going to finish off the Silas. We'll never see the Manamune value as KazaLoLL once again finding an ulti. This time the Brad going to go down, but not before throwing out the Tempered Fate and setting it up for Viper to knock it down. Only Lehens left alive as HLE will complete the 2-0 and look a whole lot better than their first week. I think getting some good night's sleep has certainly helped out as they've moved to the second week of this round. HLE